Welcome to today's exciting day and this session. Exciting because it's our first meeting. We started AI for ELT yesterday, but you've been working really hard, some of you, and I hope others will join in. Take a look at this photo and tell me what comes up. You know, not just what you see, whatever thoughts or ideas come up as you look at the image. Some of you have already added some thoughts and some ideas. Feel free to use the chat box as we go. I get notified every time someone adds to the chat, so I'm able to go straight into it. It doesn't disturb me. In fact, it helps. I'll tell you what I see for a start. First of all, the teachers are in the background, or teacher. In this case, there's only one teacher in the background, and the students are communicating with a humanoid or a bot. In this case, the bot is very physical, and I try to dress it up as well as I could so that it didn't look like a bot, but I found that kind of difficult because otherwise it would look like a human. So some welcome. If I haven't said it, you are very welcome, and I'm glad you joined. Please notice, yes, the world is changing, and so is the classroom. So true. And there's another comment here. It's a person. There is a male teacher at the back greeting the two new participants. Very nice. That walked in. Most participants have a computer. There is an AI robot in the room to assist the teacher or the facilitator. Good point here. Everyone seems engaged. There seems to be a healthy mix of males and females. Yes, and I hope diversity as well, even though it might not look that way. Thank you for that. And anything else that you've said? Let me just check. And we have AI generated students. It's adorable and inviting to think of the role of a language instructor. And I think that's hits the spot because that's what it's about. Notice if you've got your phone handy and you're not in the course yet, you haven't enrolled in the course, the left QR code is the presentation and the right is LinkedIn where we can connect. So this is what the course looks like. I'm going to go through some ideas and some relevant information about the course. We'll start with who I am, and then we will have a chance to have a one-to-one, so to speak, session where everyone is able to speak or write in the chat, use their cameras. But I will have this off the recording so that you're free to ask your questions and not worry about this being recorded. Right now it's being streamed live, but no one can see your chat. They can only see me and the slides, and that's what you'll be seeing as the recording. So a little bit about me. Hi there. My name is Nellie Deutsch, and I have a doctorate in education, curriculum, and instruction. I have taught EFL in the K-12 and higher education sector for over 40 years, and I have applied computer-assisted language learning, or CALL, since 1992, which means that I've been using computers in my classes. I offer free online professional development programs on emerging and innovative technologies through Integrating Technology, Moodle for Teachers, Moodle site to educators worldwide. I combine learner autonomy and exploratory video, peer-based learning with technology and mindfulness. Yes, I'm also a mindfulness practitioner. I was the past chair of TESOL Call IS and faculty at the Immersive Technologies IMT MSc program on a Moodle learning environment at a university in Greece. So guess how I did that? You probably know by now. If you've introduced yourself or looked at the introduction at the beginning, of week one. How is this generated with AI? Definitely. Those were not my teeth. And I'm not sure that it looked like me because of that. They used generic teeth, and it was taken from an image. You're suggesting, some of you, that it's Hey Jen, but it's not. Samantha is right. It's DID. Doris Malero, who's also here, a shout out to Doris. I'll give you the mic very soon. Doris will be moderating week two. She is an English for special purposes professor at a university in Argentina. She's passionate about language learning, instructional design, 3D multi-user virtual environments, and AI. She won, congratulations, always, Doris, the VW BPE 2022 Thinker Award for the work that Peonia Destiny had done throughout the years in Second Life and virtual worlds. She uses technology for experiential learning and peace. So what's involved? What's involved in taking an online course? Because taking an online course, from my experiences with teachers and other learners, is quite different for each one. Each one views it in a different way. Some view it, and I'm talking about post-COVID and not before that. So some view it as Zoom. They think that an online course is actually Zoom, where we have these live virtual meetings on a daily, weekly, monthly basis. And it's not. Okay, I just want to make it clear, even though it's a lot clearer now post-COVID, that it's on a learning management system called Moodle. Let me know in the chat if you have been a student in a Moodle course or if you've taught using Moodle. Let me know in the chat if you have. Yes, no, no wrong answers for any of my questions generally. So what's involved in learning online? There are a lot of things involved because, well, there's a lot that's involved in learning in general, whether it's a face-to-face course or whether it's a virtual or online course. First of all, time and time management. How do we manage our time? We have our physical face-to-face activities, our lives, our workplaces, and our hobbies, entertainment, and whatever we happen to be doing in our pastime. So we have to manage time in a different way because it's virtual. And we have to learn. We are continuously learning in an online course. Not only the participants, but I am continuously learning from your posts, from your questions, from your replies. So it's a learning opportunity for everyone. And we have to understand that it is about learning. And that's why it's called learning online, because you are learning. And we need to practice. It's not just about reading, it's about doing and practicing over and over again until we get things right. And that takes time, of course. And emotions, a lot of emotions are involved. I remember the first time I went online, I was scared. And the first time I took an online course, I was scared. I was scared. I didn't know what I was scared of, actually, but I know I was scared of looking foolish. I was afraid to write in the forums or chat boxes in those days because I thought that I would sound stupid. Everybody was smarter than me. I was the dumbest person in class. That's how I viewed it. So I was afraid. I was afraid to do anything. And I was frustrated because things didn't work and I was afraid to ask. All I had to do was ask, but I was afraid. I was afraid that my questions would be stupid again, dumb questions. I was afraid. And I was, of course, stressed and anxious, but I did it. You can see that I did it because this happened in the early 1990s. And students, I had to teach my students everything that I learned. I had to take the information that I had learned, virtually and translate it or transfer it, implement it, find a way to make sense of it and use it in my classroom with my students. And again, I was scared, frustrated, stressed, anxious. All the feelings came back because I had to teach using these tools, or I wanted to teach. I really wanted to. And then technical support. Where will I get technical support? I needed technical support. And that was scary. I had to support my students. So I had to learn, make mistakes in order to support them and help them not be afraid as I was. I lacked experience. And that's where the practice comes in. We want to experience it. And I think in Doris's bio, she mentioned experiential. She likes to experience technology. So it's not just finding out about it, it's experience it. It's the process. No matter what, good or bad, or how you feel, the experience is worth it. So let's dive in, as they say in NotebookLM. So the layout, the first thing you had to do, of course, is understand what I meant when I said, what do you see? Because everybody sees something else, even though sometimes I put a video to show what I see, but it doesn't mean that you see what I see. So in an online environment, and we're talking about this course, which is on a Moodle platform, there are 3 sections or blocks, as they're called. There's the left, there's the right, and there's the middle. Now, notice what's on the left. It's called Course Index. How many of you have discovered it? Let me know in the chat. Have you discovered the Course Index on the left of every single page of the course? And I see some comments are coming up. Yes, yes, yes. Wonderful. If you haven't, take a look. Don't be afraid. You can't do any harm. You can't break anything. It's not like walking into a room with glass or different expensive furniture around. You can't break anything. You can try, but you really can't because it's all virtual. You can't do any harm. And then there's the right. How many of you have looked at the right? Have you looked at the right? Do you see what's there? Oops, sorry. What's on the right? So I see some of you have, and I see some names here. Great, glad you're here. Some people that I haven't seen in a while, so it's good to have you. And if you have any questions, feel free to ask them, like, where do I enroll? What is the link to the course? Someone will help you. So there's the right with, notice the latest announcements, and QR code and other things. You'll be able to scroll down on the right and explore and experience. There's no syllabus for this course, but there was. So what's going to happen in weeks 1 to 4? First of all, in week 1, and you can see this in the overview of the course, introductions, where we introduce ourselves. Week 2, we're AI for storytelling and EFL activities with Doris, and you will experience a lot of amazing tools. And remember, the idea is to experience. Don't feel that you have to succeed. In fact, succeeding is not really learning. You know, we only learn when we make mistakes, when things go wrong. When they go right, we forget what went right. But when things go wrong, start paying attention to that. We remember a lot better. And then week 3, we'll continue with tools, and we'll create some interactive activities for our students. In week 4, you'll be showcasing and reflecting. A lot of reflections, because that's the experience, isn't it? So a little bit about the Zoom meetings. The link is available in the course. Notice the dates every week at 8 a.m. Toronto time, New York time, which is right now. And you can write in the chat what time, well, some of you did write what time it is in your areas. Somebody wrote 7 o'clock in the evening. I saw someone wrote it 3 o'clock in the evening. So whatever time it happens to be, we all have different time zones. We're all in different places, remember, but we're all here no matter what the time is in our zone, but it's different. You can spread the word in your networks. We'll leave the registration open for another couple of days, and then we're going to close so that only those who joined the course will continue, and anybody else will have to wait till next year, hopefully. What else can I tell you about AI for ELT in the Zoom meetings? Besides, notice this presentation is available and the QR code will appear at the end once again. If somebody could add the link in the chat box, that would be great. And notice the links are all here. It's the same link for each one. This is what you will get. At the end of each of the live Zoom meetings, if you stay from beginning, so come on time, to the end, you will get a certificate. So you'll get 4 certificates, and they're already ready to send to you. And you will receive them right after the meetings. So these are the certificates. Your name will appear. And these are the digital badges. You will be receiving digital badges. You must have received one already for the orientation. Let me know in the chat if you received the orientation badge. And you'll be able to see it on the right, because that's where it'll appear. You'll also get email notifications. Great. Let me know if you got email notification that you completed it. Now make sure that you add all the tasks in the right place. If you add a task to the support form, I will not be able to grade it. So please add it in the right place. Oh, I'm glad you got email notification, and that means that you got it. Thank you. Right, so these are the digital badges. They kind of remind me of peace, right? So hopefully, Doris, there's peace in there somewhere, and we are all for peace. This is the final certificate. Your name will appear on it. Notice you have 30 hours of coursework, and if that works for your organization and you get credit and higher pay, I will be very happy. These are the tools that you will have a chance to use. You don't have to use all of them, but you will use many of them. For example, you can use ChatGPT or Perplexity or Google Gemini, or you can use all 3, or Claude, sorry about that, Claude as well. Now Claude is available to the world. Last year, when I wanted to share Claude, not everybody could use it. Same with Google Gemini. It wasn't available, for example, in Canada and Italy, if I'm not mistaken, last year. So now I think it's available to everyone. So hopefully one of these will be available as a generative AI. You'll be using MagicSchool in week 1 already. You'll be using Google NotebookLM, Diffit. You'll be using Canva to create your videos, and I'll be talking about that in a minute. This is something that I created, AI for ELT GPT, that you can use. And there's Reflect Bot. About the Reflect Bot, I will explain. There are 2 links. One is for the login and one is for teachers. You need to apply as an educator to get the free account. There's Padlet, Wakelet. We'll discuss those. Canvas for teachers, Google Class and Google Site, and Gamma AI. These will be used for your hosting, to host all the work that you're doing, because we need to place the work somewhere, right? So a little bit about the introductions in week 1. How many of you have used any of these? Synthesia, HeyGen, Elay, Movio, or DID. Let me know if you use one of them. You can try them all. They're all quite interesting. And then you can have your preferred one. That would be fine. And if there's a question, put a question mark to the question. If you put a question mark, it'll pop up. So I don't have to read the whole thing. I can just look at it. So I see, I want to ask a stupid question. You may ask, all your questions are brilliant. No question is stupid. Remember that. So I see many of you use DID. Excellent. You might want to try another one if you used it for one of my other courses, Synthesia. Yeah, they have their, I guess, advantages and disadvantages, for us as English teachers, because all our perspectives, whatever we use, we think of our students, right? Am I right? So it's important to see how it will work in your classroom and whether you can use it with your students. This is the badge, as I said before, for week 1. Notice what you will do. What you see here, week 1 introduction, is under the course index. And if you follow the course index, you'll be able to click on one of these activities. Notice there are 5 activities. Okay, let's get acquainted. Let's continue with a quick 3, 2, 1, create video tutorials, benefits and challenges, and hosting resources. These activities will turn green, or the circles will turn green. They'll be filled with a green color that I hope you like when you complete the activities. Some activities are due. In this case, they are, and some are view, but all of these are due. The view and do activities, by the way, you have view activities in the orientation. So you need to view everything that's there. So you can get your badge for the orientation. Everything is out of 100. If you do the activity the way you're supposed to, more or less, then you get 100. Okay, so there are no in-between grades. The hosting platforms where you will be adding your activities, everything, pasting them there, inserting them there, are Canvas for teachers. It is free. It's like Moodle. It's a learning management system that's free, and you can add everything there and just keep it there as a storage when you need it for your courses, online courses or face-to-face courses. You can always share that in your classroom if you have a board or a projector. Google Classroom. How many of you have used any of these? Google Site or Gamma AI? Let me know if you've used any of these, and if so, which one? Which one have you used to store your activities and show them in your classes? I presume that most of you teach face-to-face or in a blended format. Okay, great. Google Site. Yeah, I remember that for the web quest, right? Okay, Gamma today. Wonderful. That's good. Google Class. Is it called Google Class? I used to call it Google Classroom. Maybe they shortened the name. Is it that kind of green? I'm not sure. I think it's less beautiful than your green, Elizabeth, but okay. So you need to put them somewhere. And if you don't have a Moodle site or Canvas, you can add, or Google Classroom, you can create them, by the way, and just add the information there. Everything we do is about learning together. We're all learning together. I'm learning from you, as I mentioned, from your posts, your support questions, your comments, your replies, and you're learning from each other and from me, maybe a little bit, but you're learning a lot from each other. So those who post first, you can watch their videos. In fact, you're encouraged to watch their videos so you can learn from them. That's what it's about, learning from each other and learning together. So there's something new now that many of you don't know about because it only came up now with Moodle, the latest Moodle, which is Moodle 4.5. If you're interested in learning about Moodle, there's a course coming up in January where you can get your own Moodle course and add activities. You can use Canva. I checked with Canva support a few times, and it's unlimited, but you need to open a new window, not a browser. Okay, so there is a learning curve here. It's not difficult, but Canva is great. And then you get the Canva MP4, you upload it, you download it to your system, and then upload it to YouTube or Vimeo, and then you can just paste the link and it'll be embedded. Another way is to use what's called a screen recorder straight from the message area where you paste your message or your link. And I think that's huge. You'll be creating video tutorials either using Canva, because they're going to be long. You'll be talking about all 4 tools. Just taking us through very quickly. You don't have to practice. You just do it as you explore the first time. Okay, so no learning curve here. You just go through it. Take us on a tour. My first visit to MagicSchool, or my second or third, if you've been there before. My first visit, or second, third, to Diffit, to Google NotebookLM, and to Riff-lection. As I mentioned, Riff-lection has 2 links. One is to log in and another one. You'll need the other one. Okay, and I'll be speaking about that as well. If I forget, please remind me. What if we use Magic? Okay, great. If you use MagicSchool a lot, it won't be your first time. Take us on a tour of an experienced user of MagicSchool. We'll be happy to get that. That will be amazing. How to embed audio from Google Drive. Yes, I think I have a video on that, Samani. Please check. I've added it. This is where I learn from you. When you make mistakes, not only do you learn, I learn too. So I created one to make it easier for you. And you need to use not the PDF. When you go into Generica, there are a few options, Google options. You go into Google, I believe it's Docs or something. It's not PDF. There's another one there. So try that one. Okay. And if you don't see it, use the support form. I'll be happy to help. And by the way, I don't care if you ask the same question a million times. It doesn't matter. You're still asking, and you deserve an answer. Our students always deserve an answer, no matter what. Right, so I'll show you how to screen record from your message area. And this is it, on the left. Do you recognize the left with edit, view, insert, format? Do you guys recognize that? Let me know in the chat, yes, no. Your no is important too. Yes, yes, yes. It's a little bigger, probably. Yes, yes. All right. If there's a no, that's fine. Remember, no's are very important too, because we learn more from the no's and from the, well, we can learn from the yes too, but I'll remember the no a lot better. All right. So I see most of you have. If you're not in the course, you can write in the chat, I'm not in the course. What is the link? And that is being very, very smart. So this will look like, you'll see something like this, where it says there's an icon of a video, and then record video. That's where you record a video. You're not going to record a video. You're going to go into record screen. And this comes with Moodle 4.5. It's right there. And if you're using Moodle and your admin doesn't know about it, connect him with me or her, and I'll be able to help. So that's how you record. Easy, right? Here it is again. You also have ChatGPT AI in the editor, in the message area. If you go into insert, there's a lot of information under insert. Notice record the screen, generate an AI image, or generate text. And notice on the right, there's other information. Generical widgets, which you should know about. Every link has to be added in such a way that we don't have to go to the browser to get to that link, okay? Because that takes time, and I don't want to go there. I want to see it straight from the message area, from your post. And then there's also H5P content that we're not interested in that right now, but you can explore it. Remember, you can explore anything. Record screen and Poodle widgets, which you might want to try out. Any questions so far? Let me know in the chat. Question. Yes, Moodle rocks. It rocks, and it's a rock. It is so stable, unbelievably stable. And it's been stable since I've been using it. And that's for the past uh, 21 years. 21 years. I can't believe that. That doesn't make sense. But yeah, I've been using Moodle for 21 years. So yes, it's solid. Notice here, there's information, there's a video. There are videos in the instructions of each activity. Please watch those videos. All the information is there. I mean, I don't want you to get frustrated. I don't mind answering your questions, I said, as many times as you ask. But why get frustrated when the answer is in the video? So watch the videos. How to embed with Generico from the editor. And the reason we do this once again is because we want our participants to view the site and log in, if necessary, directly from the post. And here I show you how you can even share another Moodle or a learning management system like Canvas or any other website. And if you need to log in, you can log in directly from the post, from the message area. Let's continue here with videos. I want to remind you, because I saw this, the reason I'm reminding you is because I saw this. I saw a participant or participants actually make this mistakes in this course and in other courses. You do not use Generico with YouTube or Vimeo. Now, how would I be able to tell you that if someone hadn't made a mistake? Which is why, making natural mistakes is a learning opportunity for all of us. So all you need to do is paste the link. Now, you do not paste the link unless you have all the editor there. So it has to be in the advanced. Otherwise, it could cause a problem, but I can solve anything. So it's okay if you make a mistake. Another issue is if you are going to add a link because you couldn't embed it, there was no way, please add the link, paste it, and have it open in a new window, and then update the link. Okay, this will help me find the link and try to embed it for you or insert it, as I said, with Generico. And I will do that for you. Also visit your profile at the top right. How many of you visited your profile, since it was a requirement in the orientation? But you can say no, that's fine. It's the truth. So how many of you visited the profile? There's a lot of information there. Okay, so I suggest you go there and visit. Take a look at what's there. I'm just giving you a little bit of information. You go into preferences, profile and preferences, and then you'll see that you can log in with a few accounts, email accounts, not just one, which makes it easier. Because if you don't link your accounts and one day you log in with Google, and the next day you log in with Facebook because you have the same emails for both accounts, it could be problematic. If you log in with Yahoo and you have a Facebook account also with the same Yahoo, it'll mean that you'll get a new account made for you. And then it'll be confusing for the system, and you'll be confused. I'll be confused. We'll all be confused. So to avoid that, either remember to log in the same way or link your accounts. Okay, that's an option. And Badger, I was very happy that one of the participants helped another participant. And feel free to do that. If you can help someone else, that'll be double learning for you. And you won't forget ever, because helping someone else really helps us in many ways, not just for them. So you go into badger.com, not io.com, and you can choose that one. And you need to create an account with your email. If you already have an account with Google or Facebook or, I don't know, LinkedIn or whatever, add another email. And if you can't do it, just say forgot email, and then you'll be able to do it. And add your email, because that's the only way you can share your backpack with Badger. Okay, so it's badger.com. And you don't need to add your location. In fact, don't add your location. Now, this is important. Why is it important? Because your badges will not stay on the site forever. They will stay until about the end of the course for a couple of months, maybe, but then they'll be gone. So in order to keep your badges, and these badges are special because they have codes embedded or baked, as they call them. They have codes baked in them. If someone hits the right of their mouse and copies the image or saves it image as, they will not have the code. So you can never have the original digital badge. But if you do it like this, you will have the original digital badge. And these badges have value if they're baked, if the codes are baked in them. So make sure you do that. Thank you. That's great that you changed the preferences. Very, very important to do that. So you get notifications by email or by website. There are different preferences there. Now, how do you know your progress in the course? How do I know your progress, right? We both need to know, and we both know about it. There are two videos or one video here. By this, on the right, you will see something like this. Baby blue is what you have done or viewed, and the royal blue is what you still need to do. Yeah, it's called a block. Okay, but yes, it's on the right. You'll find the bar on the right. And this way you'll be able to go in and see if the activity is done. If the activity is done, if you did it, then my turn comes in, and that is to grade it out of 100, and you'll get 100. So let me know in the support form. This is Riff-lection, and notice the link. There are two links. One is for the login. If you try to create an account, you'll have to pay. It's free for educators. So this is the link, riffbot AI. And I love Riff. I hope you will too. It was developed by Stanford University by a very prestigious, I guess, funder from Germany, very rich man who's sponsoring this, and an amazing professor who's heading it from Chile. And she's absolutely amazing. Her name is Letizia. A little bit about images, even though you'll talk and learn about images with Doris next week in week 2. Just for you to get acquainted with some free AI image generators. It's in the PowerPoint, of course, and they're all clickable. If you want to add to it, feel free to add to it. Now, what's important about images is that you resize them. Otherwise, they're going to be huge. And there's a video on how to resize images in the message area. If you want to post an image, we don't want them to be huge. And here's how you do it. You need to go into the customized. Okay, it doesn't look like this anymore. It's changed. But you'll get the idea, and you change the size, because 1,986 by 1,656 is huge. And we don't want that. So make it about 400, no more than 500. And then notice it's automatically resized, so that makes it easy. So we need to master generative AI. What's your, from your experience, what's a tip on how to master, okay, AI generators? 1 or 2 words. Oh, you're asking a question here about the access code that you're getting from, because it's too early in the morning. Sorry about that. If you've waited for 2 hours, that's because they're asleep and it's a Saturday. So you may have to wait. I'm sorry about that. Um, but maybe not. I don't know. But in any case, I think in Stanford it's quite early in the morning, and I don't know if Leticia and her team are up yet. But you may have to wait for that. I didn't think of that, that they may not be working over the weekend. So a tip, try and practice. Okay, that's a good tip. Any other tips? I would say breathe. Take a deep breath and breathe out so that you're relaxed with no matter what happens, because you may spend a lot of time, okay, mastering these. And I don't know if we ever do master them, because when we master one, another one comes up. So it's an ongoing process. Oh, okay, Samantha, that must have been before the weekend, right? Must have been on Friday or something. So 24 hours. Okay, 24 hours, maybe on a weekend too. That would be nice. Sorry about that. Understand the basics. You need to understand in some way, and you can ask your AI tool, whatever you're using, you can ask, you know, how do you function? I mean, how does this work in simple English at the level of a 5-year-old or 10-year-old? Ask for simple explanations. You don't have to understand complicated things. Ask them to make it at a level of a child. And I'm not kidding, because otherwise they use words that, are very hard to understand, and terms. And keep asking, explain, explain, explain in simple words. Okay, you need to have clear objectives. What do you want? And if you don't know what you want, ask the AI to help you figure out what you want in simple language. And of course, the huge issue is integrating it into your curriculum, into your classroom. And you want to encourage active. I'll let you go through these tips and descriptions when you go through the slides. I don't want to go through them right now, but I do want to go through some of the challenges. Some, I guess, users, teachers, educators, students, anybody, some people feel that the tool has to be perfect. And I can give you lots of examples from my family members and from my neighbors, my students, other teachers, even people, in shopping malls. They want a perfect tool. There's no such thing as the perfect tool. And you might, well, now, anyways, maybe in the future, I don't know, maybe there will be a perfect tool one day, but these tools are developing, digital tools are developing, everything's developing. So when it comes to tools, don't expect it. And then you won't be disappointed. Okay. So, yeah, don't expect it. And some users, teachers specifically, don't bother to customize. You need to customize. You need to customize NotebookLM so that it's the level of your students. Otherwise, the language is too high and too fluffy. You need to make it unfluffy, straight to the point. You can customize NotebookLM. You can customize anything. Ask the AI tool to customize. And there's a problem of information overload. There's a lot of information out there. So remember, you don't need to learn it all. Just learn whatever comes easy and leave the rest. You'll learn it some other time. So no need to pressure yourself and depend on the tool. Students and teachers become too dependent on the tool. I'm going to bother writing this. I'm going to have AI generated for me. Be careful with that, or at least be aware. Maybe write it down. Today, I was over dependent on my AI tool. And remember, there are mistakes. There's an amazing tool called Elsa. Are you familiar with Elsa? Let me know in the chat. Elsa. It's an AI for pronunciation. Elsa. Actually, it's Elsa, Elsa. No, if it really is language teacher, you should. Anyways, I tried out Elsa in order to recommend it. And I couldn't recommend it because I found out this. This is what I found out. Hi there, and welcome. Today we're going to take a look at Elsa and practice our pronunciation. So let's start with nice. Nice. Niece. Nose. News. Notice the stress is on C. I'm going to stop that. I think you got the point. So what did you notice here about the pronunciation, my pronunciation of nice? Did I pronounce it correctly each time? No, I didn't. I mispronounced it except for once. And I got stars because apparently it accepted it. And that's a problem. We need, that's right. The tool gave me stars. I was a star. I felt so good. But I mispronounced the word. So nice is nice. And we're not talking about Nice, the city in the south of France. Okay, we're talking about small lettered nice. So you have to check as teachers, we have to find out before we recommend anything, try it out. And it doesn't do everything for me. This was also something that I heard from teachers. I wanted to do everything for me, and it doesn't do everything for me. I still need to feed it. Why can't it feed itself? When I say feed, I mean the prompt. We want it to do everything for us, right? We become so used to it, and I guess students do too. And it's time consuming. We need to practice. We need to keep prompting. We need to watch out for hallucinations, check it. A lot of work. And we need time, and we need to have the focus. And sometimes it's just too difficult and we give up. I can't do this. And of course, how do we integrate after we learn it, everything into the classroom? And this is another problem, another challenge. Have you heard of SIMRI or summary? Summary, SIMRI. Have you heard of it? Someone recommended it to me, so I went to see what it's like. And this is the message that I got. To our community, we regret to inform you that SIMRI, or summary, will be ceasing its services over the years. So it's been there for years. It has been an honor to assist students, educators, and curious minds in mastering blah, blah, blah. James, founder of SIMRI, closed, ceased to exist. So we need to check and recheck. Is it still available? And this is work. Here's another one. How many of you have used Flip in the past? Let me know in the chat. Flip. These are just two examples. There are many more. Yeah. Did you like it? I loved it. I loved it before Microsoft bought it. I loved it when it used to be called something else, not Flip, but do you remember what it was called before Flip? It was called Flipgrid. Maybe you didn't know when they changed it. Flipgrid. Wasn't it amazing? Flipgrid. Yay, right. No more. They changed it to Flip. Microsoft bought it. They changed it to Flip. And then Microsoft comes up a few months ago. The Flip apps have been retired. That's how they put these amazing tools to sleep. But you can still use Flip Camera in Microsoft. Have you tried Microsoft Teams for Education where you need to pay or your school needs to pay? I couldn't find it there. So go look for it. Look for Flip in Teams. Support. As I said, support is super important, and please use it because that's my learning arena. That's where I learn. I'm sorry to disappoint you, Barry, about Flipgrid turned into only available, the camera. Notice only the camera is available, not Flip. The camera is available. in the education version of Teams, not in the other one, not in the private one, business one, only in the education that is free to schools. Support, super important, especially online, but also face-to-face, except face-to-face is hard to provide support to thousands of students. So we go online for support, right? So support. I decided, because support's very important to me, to provide feedback support directly from the site. Before you even go in, if you can't log in for any reason, you're having problems, just hit the feedback and add a screenshot. You could even record a video, but add a screenshot of what you see, and I'll get back to you. And then I'll learn that something is going on. So this is very important. It was developed by someone in the Czech Republic. I think it's an amazing tool. You'll also see feedback in Riff Bot AI, or it's called also Riff-lection. They also have it, and that's where I learned about it, and he was kind enough to give it to me for free. But it's generally not free, but very useful for us. So please use that if you get stuck outside the site. And this could happen. Technology is technology, and things happen. Just want to go over again that if you don't see a grade and you've done the work and you checked in the progress completion bar, please send me a support question and tell me, Nellie, this is another problem. You may be stuck outside the site and not be able to log in. You may get into a login loop. And the reason for all these technological changes is because everybody's trying to protect us and our privacy. Like Google Chrome. Google Chrome has caused a lot of problems for a lot of websites and for us as users. So if you see something like your session is timed out, please log in again. Don't panic. There's a video here that you can watch and see what you can do. But if you forget and you get stuck, just send me the feedback. Just click on the pink. Okay, I hope you like pink. I like this pink. Click on it, show me what you see, and I'll be able to help. I'm looking at the chat to see if there's anything you want to say about that. Safari. Yes, exactly, Rena. You have to change. Yeah, I use Safari, and that's if I don't have time to go. But now it's really fast. I found a fast way to fix the problem. Okay, I've been looking for this for the past couple of months since it started happening. And it's not a Moodle thing, it's a Chrome thing, and specifically Google. So this is what you do. It doesn't happen on your phone. So the phones are perfect. So again, support, support, support. Every question moves us forward. For example, today I got this message. Well, I didn't get this message from support, but I got it from a mistake that someone had made in one of the activities on NotebookLM. And that's with the link. The link doesn't stay. You can't use it again and again and again. It disappears. If you have a public link, it may work for a while. I don't know for how long. In any case, if you add the public link, we will have to go to your notebook to be able to view it. In order to have everything in the post, so we don't have to go anywhere else, there's a video here on how to share NotebookLM with Google Drive. And no, it's not KLM. It's book LM. I used ideogram for these images. Now, why support forum and not the messaging system? There's another way that you can connect to each other and ask questions or comments, and that's the messaging system. There are reasons why not. Please take a look at these reasons and don't send me a message from the messaging system, because the messaging system is private. It doesn't help others. and it takes me a long time to figure out where the problem is. You're better off to use the feedback, the pink feedback, and send me a screenshot, which you can't do in the messaging system. So if you discover the messaging system, or if you get a message from me through the messaging system, it's private. Don't use it. All right. So there are some reasons that you can go through. I'm not going to go through them right now. But yes, support forums are for peer learning so that we can learn together. So don't use the messaging system because it limits and prevents actually peer learning. Another point that I'd like to make is that if you if you don't understand, you misunderstood the instructions, and that happens, and it's fine. I will move, if it's something that may confuse others, since this is based on peer learning, I will move your post to the support form of that week. So if you don't see your work and you can't find it and you did it and you don't have a grade, first check in the support forms and then email me if it's not there, and I will help. Okay, you can also ask questions. I usually let you know what is wrong, but if you don't understand anything, and remember, ask. Every question is brilliant. Now you can subscribe to the forums or you can unsubscribe. It's up to you. Here again is the backpack and how to connect. These are some references that you may find useful. And there again, on the right is LinkedIn, where you can always ask questions as well. But remember, it's going to be private because it's a messaging system, unless you post your question in a post on LinkedIn. And there is the presentation on the left where it says ELT.